Those are some special words that you just heard from a son. And I think that, to me, is one of the greatest testimonies that you can have. Because I've been around a lot of coaches. I've played a long time in the football world, and sometimes it doesn't always go that way. And to see a family collectively right here that cared and loves and respects their husband, their dad, their grandpa, that's pretty cool. So I want to applaud you. That's pretty neat stuff. Since I've been asked to speak over the last week, I've been reflecting on Coach Barker and his time with us. And obviously, as you've heard through the speakers, he was so much more than just a football coach. He had so many great abilities to call defensive games, as everyone has shared, and things like that. But his love for his family, his desire to help other people, and his ability to impart wisdom to us is really what I remember. And what I want to share just a little bit about is that ability to impart wisdom. I'll tell you a story from my own personal experience. It was heading into my junior year, and I had just gotten married, which is pretty crazy. Now I got kids. I'm like, I was 20 years old. What was I thinking? You know? But head into his office, knock on the door, and I can still see the mental picture. You know, there he is sitting behind his desk, dipping the lip, glasses down, watching film in that Iowa gear, right? And Camp, come on in, you know. And because he did, he always had time. But someone said, you know, he always had time for you. You know, always had time for you. And we sit down and we're talking about, I don't know, whatever, football and the team and things like that. And we got talking about marriage. Probably because I had just gotten married. And he says, all right, you want to know the secret? You want to know the secret to having a good, successful marriage? And I thought, yeah, sure, tell me. I really want to know. So I kind of leaned forward and he says, all right, here it is. You ready? You ready? And he says, always say, yes, ma'am, I'll do whatever you want. and that was him, you know what I mean? Yes, dear, whatever you need. And he would get you laughing, you know, but then he got serious. And he started to tell me, he said, you know, really the key to life, and he said the key to marriage is all about becoming more unselfish. He said that's the key. And he said, you know, when you get married, you realize you're selfish, you know, because you don't squeeze the toothpaste up the way that your wife does. Or you like to have the toilet paper go down this way and she likes to pull from underneath, right? Right? Funny stuff like that. But he said that's the key. You learn how to get that figured out with your wife. And then you have a kid and you have to start all over, right? And then you have another kid and he went through all these experiences in life that he had learned, that he shared with me about, where he had learned to become more and more unselfish. And as we laughed about that, you know, it got to be something where I started to see, that's pretty cool. It still stays with me today. And you know, Coach Parker, he was never one to be real outspoken about his values and his belief system necessarily. And I believe that's because he was more interested, as you've heard today, in letting his life tell his story. Letting his life tell you what he believed. And whether he purposely tried to do this or not, I think his life truly exemplifies one of Christ's teachings in Luke in the book of Acts. It says, Jesus says it's better to give than receive. It's better to give than receive. And as I've listened to all these speakers, boy, that really encapsulated, doesn't it? His ability to learn and to apply the fact that it's better to give than receive. And I feel like that's what he wants to continue to teach us here today. The ability to give of ourselves. That's why he had such a sparkle in his eye when he saw those of us who played for him succeed. Those that went on that he coached with and saw them succeed. Because it truly is better to give than receive. And you may have never heard him, like I said, preach a message like that. But he didn't have to. Because that's what his life was about. And so I really want to thank Linda for having me speak and the rest of the family. It's really been a great opportunity to have everyone come out here tonight or this afternoon and share in this guy's tremendous life. The family asked me to say a prayer, so I'm going to ask if you join with me in a prayer a minute and just thank God for Norm's life. Lord, I want to thank you for this great day that you've made. I want to thank you for allowing us to gather here today to remember Norm Parker. I want to thank you for the way that you used his life to teach us more about you. Father, I ask that you would help us all to seek to live and learn the principle that it's better to give than receive. May you continue to be with the Parker family and strengthen them and encourage them as they continue in life. And may the good values and the example, God, that Norm lived bring them and all of us closer to becoming more like you. We thank you again for this opportunity to gather, and it's in your name. Amen. One more thing here, though. The family also asked me just to share. Many of you may not know or you may know that Norm was a patriot of the game of football and loved it, but he's also a great patriot of our country. And so because of that, one of the songs that he really loved to sing was the Star-Spangled, or not sing, I don't know, maybe we don't want to hear him sing. But one of the songs that he loved to hear was the Star-Spangled Banner. And so we're going to go ahead and the family would like to have that song played today.